Here is a collection of speech enhancers, quotes, stories, and anecdotes that I've collected over the past 10 years. Henry David Thoreau. If anyone advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live a life which he imagines, he will meet with success unexpected. Story of a salesman. In a primitive country, in order to develop new territories for products, salesmen were greeted by hundreds of barefoot natives. The salesman went straight to the dispatch office. Am coming home right away. No shoes to be sold here. Nobody wears them. Or, send thousands of shoes. Everybody needs them. Same situation, different thoughts. The Think 100 theory. You have 50 years to go at the age of 50. Ask yourself, what can I do with all these years of leisure? Milton Hershey. High school dropout. One failure after another. Failed as a printer's apprentice and peddled a pushcart. Great end for a speech. If your life is what you want it to be, great. But if not, now is the time to take the receiver off hold, make a decision, and move forward. Did you know that Franklin Roosevelt was president from a wheelchair, or that Beethoven composed a great symphony deaf? 3 great sentences for success. I understand how you feel. I don't blame you for feeling that way. I used to feel the same way. Rule. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. According to Harvey Mackey, one of the finest things you can do as a legacy is to help another human being. And you have to be consistent. Do what you say and say what you mean. Ann Landers says, I don't consider myself a therapist. I am more like a friend. I am somebody who is there, somebody who will listen. Betty James, 75 years old, goes to work every morning at the Slinky factory in Pennsylvania. She is about 5 feet tall. She has 120 employees working round the clock making Slinkies, shipping 36,000 of them a day. While studying early childhood education at Pennsylvania State, she met Richard James and moved to Philadelphia long ago. Richard worked for a shipyard engineer for $50 a week. One of his jobs was to test the horsepower on battleships using a meter with a torsion spring inside. One day Richard saw one of the springs fall off his desk. It rolled over itself in the most fascinating way. He took it home to Betty and said, I think I could make a toy out of this, but it needed a name. So she said, I'll try to find a word for slithering, and Slinky came. The Slinky didn't sell at first, and the rest is history. Charles Swindoll wrote this on attitude. The longer I live, the more I realize the impact of attitude on life. It is more important than the past, than education, than money, than circumstances, than failures, than successes, than what other people think or say or do. It is more important than appearance, giftedness, or skill. The remarkable thing is, we have a choice every day of our lives regarding the attitude we embrace for that day. We cannot change our past. We cannot change the fact that people will act in a certain way. We cannot change the inevitable. The only thing we can do is play on one string we have, and that is our attitude. I'm convinced that life is 10% what happens to me and 90% how I react to it. And so it is with you. We are in charge of our attitudes. This is something I found called success, and the author is unknown. Success. To laugh often and laugh much. To win the respect of intelligent persons and the affections of children. To earn the approbation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends. To appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to give of oneself. To leave the world a little better place, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition. To have played and laughed with enthusiasm and sung with exultation. To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. This is called happiness isn't in the future. It is here and now. One of the commonest causes of unhappiness is that many people are attempting to live their lives on the deferred payment plan. They do not live or enjoy life now, but wait for some future event or occurrence. They will be happy when they get married, when they get a better job, when they get the house paid for, when they get the children through college, when they have completed some task or won some victory. Invariably, they are disappointed. Happiness is a mental habit. a mental attitude, and if it is not learned and practiced in the present, it is never experienced in the future. Happiness cannot be made contingent upon solving some external problem. We find that when one problem is solved, another appears to take its place. Life is a series of problems. If you are happy at all, you must be happy, period. Not happy, because. This is called That's Not My Job. This is a story about 4 people named Everybody, Somebody, Anybody, and Nobody. There was an important job to be done, and everybody was sure that somebody would do it. Anybody could have done it, but nobody did it. Somebody got angry about that because it was everybody's job. Everybody thought anybody can do it, but nobody realized that everybody wouldn't do it. It ended up that everybody blamed somebody when nobody did what anybody could have. This is a story of Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Anything good in life is either illegal, immoral, or fattening. It is morally wrong to allow suckers to keep their money. The light at the end of the tunnel is the headlamp of an oncoming train. Celibacy is not hereditary. Never sleep with anyone crazier than yourself. Beauty is only skin deep. Ugly goes to the bone. Never play leapfrog with a unicorn. A Smith and a Wesson beats 4 aces. If anything seems to be going well, you obviously don't know what the hell is going on. Never argue with a fool. People might not know the difference. A shortcut is the shortest distance between 2 points. Friends come and go, but enemies accumulate. Everyone has a scheme for getting rich that will not work. The other line always moves faster. Murphy's golden rule: whoever has the gold makes the rules. The race is not always to the swift nor the battle to the strong, but that's the way to bet. Anything you try to fix will take longer and cost more than you thought. The repairman will never have seen a model quite like yours before. In order to get a loan, you must first prove you don't need it. No matter how long or hard you shop for an item, after you bought it, it will be on sale somewhere cheaper tomorrow. The chance of a piece of bread falling with the buttered side down is directly proportional to the cost of the carpet. Murphy was an optimist. This is something called She Who Laughs, Lasts. Business is business, but life goes on. Have you ever gotten so overwhelmed by work you tried to use your portable phone as a TV remote? Have you ever been in the process of cleaning up your desk, sent your daughter's bill for birth control pills to a major corporation purchasing department instead of the invoice for the training session you have just given? Have you ever forgotten who and why you've called immediately after dialing and then have to try to recognize the voice? As a pregnant attorney had to make a request for a court adjournment while in court because your water broke. After a hectic day at the office, tried to dial your client's phone number on your microwave. Have had your answering machine malfunction on a heavy phone day when you were out of the office, only to find your outgoing message sounded like you were on drugs. Put your business bank deposit in the post office mailbox. Had to climb out the car window in a straight skirt in a busy parking lot just before a major presentation because your automatic locking system stuck. Taken clients out to lunch and realized your credit card was in the purse you didn't bring. While meeting with a prospective client, had your shoulder pad fall out down the front of your blouse. Had put your briefcase on the roof of your car, forgotten about it, and driven away. Gone to a formal business dinner with fury fingernails because in your haste you polished your nails and put your wool gloves on too soon. Spoken to a group of 300 conservative bankers wearing 2 different shoes. Quickly poured coffee into the cup on your desk that was turned upside down. Or picked up the wrong phone line and approached an important client thinking he was your Uncle Ernie. These are some actual experiences collected from phone conversations throughout my career. Real-life contributions are always appreciated. Edgar A. Guest said, "It couldn't be done." Somebody said it couldn't be done, but he would have chuckled, replied, that maybe it couldn't, but he would be one who wouldn't say so till he tried. So he buckled right in with a trace of a grin on his face that was worried he hit it. He started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. Somebody scuffed, "Oh, you'll never do that, at least no one ever has done it." But he took off his coat and he took off his hat, and the first thing we knew he begun it. With a lift of his chin and a bit of a grin, without any doubting or quit it, he started to sing as he tackled this thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. There are thousands to tell you it couldn't be done. There are thousands to prophesy failure. There are thousands to point out to you one by one the dangers that wait to assail you. But just buckle in with a bit of a grin. Just take off your coat and go to it. Just start to sing as you tackle the thing that couldn't be done, and you'll do it. Charles Schwab said the 10 commandments of success are as follows. Work hard. Hard work is the best investment a man can make. Study hard. Knowledge enables a man to work more intelligently and effectively. Have initiative. Ruts often deepen into graves. Love your work. Then you will find pleasure in mastering it. Be exact. Slipshod methods bring slipshod results. Have the spirit of conquest. Thus you will successfully battle and overcome difficulties. Cultivate personality. Personality is to a man what perfume is to the flower. Help and share with others. The real test of business greatness lies in giving opportunity to others. Be democratic. Unless you feel right in your fellow men, you can never be a successful leader of them. In all things, do your best. The man who has done his best has done everything. The man who has done less than his best has done nothing. Don't quit. When things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you are trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the depths are high, and you want to smile but you have to sigh, when care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but don't you quit. Life is queer with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns, and many a failure turns about when he might have won had he stuck it out. Don't give up, though the pace seems slow. You might succeed with another blow. Often the goal is nearer than it seems to a faint and faltering man. Often the struggler has given up when he might have captured the victor's cup. And he learned too late when the night slipped down how close he was to the golden crown. Success is failure turned inside out, the silver tint of the clouds of doubt. And you can never tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems so far. So stick to the fight when you're hardest hit. It's when things seem worst that you mustn't quit. Dave Thomas, founder of Wendy's International, has 10 tips for business. Develop a plan and stick to it. Learn your business inside and out. Be patient. Stay small until you've proven your business can be profitable. Focus on yourself, not the competition. Turn your problems into opportunities. Be loyal to the customer. Your job depends on every customer coming back. Create a distinct image so the customer won't forget you. Be willing to make sacrifices in your personal life to achieve your business objective. Be fair and share your success with your employees. Build your business on hard work, honesty, and total commitment. Build self-esteem and satisfaction by converting desires into purposes. Ask yourself what actions you would need to take if your purpose were to achieve your goals in reality. Design an action plan and begin to implement it. Monitor progress, pay attention to the outcome of your actions, and adjust your plans and behavior when necessary. Keep yourself on track moving toward fulfillment. Watch yourself grow in personal power. Live life at the level of conscious purpose. How to tell a winner from a loser. A winner says, "Let's find out." A loser says, "Nobody knows." When a winner makes a mistake, he says, "I was wrong." When a loser makes a mistake, he says, "It wasn't my fault." A winner goes through a problem. A loser goes around it and never gets past it. A winner makes commitments. A loser makes promises. A winner says, "I'm good, but not as good as I ought to be." A loser says, "I'm not as bad as a lot of other people." A winner tries to learn from those superior to him. A loser tries to tear down those superior to him. And a winner says, "There ought to be a better way to do it." A loser says, "It's always been done that way." Customer Bill of Rights. There are 8 of them. 1. Every customer is entitled to a smile. 2. Every customer is entitled to a sincere greeting. 3. Every customer is entitled to a ready and eager order taker. 4. Every customer is entitled to have their order taken correctly and completely. 5. Every customer is entitled to the benefit of our knowledge and experience. 6. Every customer is entitled to learn about additional services and their prices. 7. Every customer is entitled to a quality product at a fair price. And 8. Every customer is entitled to a thank you. A short course in public relations. The 6 most important words. I admit that I was wrong. The 5 most important words. You did a great job. The 4 most important words. What do you think? The 3 most important words. Could you please? The 2 most important words. Thank you. The most important word, we. The least important word, I. The author is unknown to this wonderful saying called Who's the Boss? Here's a question I'll bet you can ask 1,000 working people and never get the right answer. The question is, who's the boss? There's only one boss, and whether a person shines shoes for a living or heads up the largest corporation in the world, the boss remains the same. It's the customer. He's the person who pays for everybody's salary and who decides whether a business is going to succeed or not. And he doesn't care if a business has been around 100 years. The minute it starts treating him badly, he'll put it out of business. The boss, the customer, has bought and will buy everything you have or will have. He's bought all your clothes, your home, your car, your children's education, and your vacations. He pays all of your bills, and he pays them in exact proportion to the way you treat him. The man who works deep inside a big plant on an assembly line might think he's working for the company that writes his paycheck, but he is not. He's working for the person who buys the product at the end of the line, the customer. In fact, the customer can fire anyone in the company from the president on down, and he can do it by simply spending his money somewhere else. This is one of the reasons why taking pride in the work we do is so important to us personally. Doing an exceptionally good job will not only bring joy and satisfaction, it will help get more customers, keep the ones we've got, and ensure that you continue to get a paycheck from your bosses. Some of the largest companies that have flourishing businesses a few years ago are no longer in existence. They couldn't or didn't satisfy the customer. They forgot who the boss really was. This is called the lessons I've learned. If I had my life to live over, I'd try to make some mistakes next time. I would relax. I would limber up. I would be sillier than I have been this trip. I know of very few things I would take seriously. I would be crazier. I would be less conservative. I would take more chances. I would take more trips. I would climb more mountains, swim more rivers, and watch more sunsets. I would burn more gasoline. I would eat more ice cream and fewer beans. I would have more actual problems and fewer imaginary ones. You see, I am one of those people who live safely and sensibly and sanely, hour after hour, day after day. Oh, I've had my moments, and if I had it to do over again, I'd have more of them. In fact, I'd have nothing else. Just moments, one after another, instead of living so many years ahead of each day. I have been one of these people who never goes anywhere without a thermometer, a hot water bottle, a gargle, a raincoat, and a parachute. If I had it to do over again, I would go places and do things and travel lighter than I have. If I had my life to live over, I would start barefoot earlier in the spring and stay that way later into the fall. I would play hooky more. I wouldn't make such good grades except for by accident. I would ride on more merry-go-rounds. I'd pick more daisies. If you hold your nose to the grindstone rough and hold it down there long enough, you'll soon forget there are such things as brooks and babble and birds that sing. These three things will make your world compose, just you and a stone and your darned old nose. General Eisenhower used to demonstrate leadership with a simple piece of string. He'd put it on a table and say, "Pull it, and it'll follow you wherever you wish. Push it, and it will go nowhere at all." It's just that way when it comes to leading people. Aim so high you'll never be bored. The greatest waste of our natural resources is the number of people who never achieve their potential. Get out of that slow lane. Shift into that fast lane. If you think you can't, you won't. If you think you can, there's a good chance you will. Even making the effort will make you feel like a new person. Reputations are made by searching for things that can't be done and doing them. Aim low, boring. Aim high, soaring. Just for today. Just for today I will be happy. This assumes that what Abraham Lincoln said is true, that most folks are about as happy as they make up their minds to be. Happiness is from within. It is a matter of externals. Just for today, I will try to adjust myself to what is and not try to adjust everything to my own desires. I will take my family, my business, and my luck as they come and fit myself to them. Just for today, I will take care of my body. I will exercise it, care for it, nourish it, not abuse or neglect it, so that it will be a perfect machine for my body. Just for today, I will try to strengthen my mind. I will learn something useful. I will not be a mental loafer. I will read something that requires effort, thought, and concentration. Just for today, I will exercise my soul in 3 ways. I will do somebody a good turn and not get found out. I will do at least 2 things I don't want to do, as William James suggests, just for exercise. Just for today, I will be agreeable. I will look as well as I can, dress as becoming as possible, talk low, act courteously, be liberal with poise, criticize not at all, nor find fault with anything or anyone, or try to improve anybody. Just for today, I will try to live through this day only, not to tackle my whole life problem at once. I can do things for 12 hours that will appeal me if I have to keep them up for a lifetime. Just for today, I will have a program. I will write down what I expect to do every hour. I may not follow it exactly, but I will have it. It will eliminate 2 pests, hurrying and indecision. Just for today, I will have a quiet half hour all to myself and relax. In this half hour, sometimes I will think of God so as to get a little bit more perspective into my life. And just for today, I will be unafraid, especially if I will not be afraid to be happy, to enjoy what is beautiful, to love, and to believe that those I love me. This is called closing the sale, a plea from an anonymous customer, from How to Win Friends and Keep Them for Life by Michael Leboff. Don't sell me clothes, sell me a good appearance, style, and attractiveness. Don't sell me insurance, sell me peace of mind and a great future for my family and me. Don't sell me a home, sell me comfort, contentment, a good investment, and pride of ownership. Don't sell me books, sell me pleasant hours and the profits of knowledge. Don't sell me toys, sell my children happy moments. Don't sell me a computer, sell me the pleasures and profits on the miracles of modern technology. Don't sell me tires, sell me freedom from worry and low cost per mile. Don't sell me airline tickets, sell me a fast, safe, on-time arrival at my destination feeling like $1 million. Don't sell me things, sell me ideals, feelings, self-respect, home life, and happiness. Please, don't sell me things. These are quotes that I've heard that have been either by someone or anonymous. Set the course of your life by 3 stars: sincerity, courage, and unselfishness. From these flow a host of other virtues. He who follows them will obtain the highest type of success, one that lies in the esteem of others. Dr. Monroe E. Deitch. After the verb to love, to help is the most beautiful verb in the world. Bertha von Suttner. Self-expression must pass into communication for its fulfillment. Pearl S. Buck. Character contributes to beauty. It fortifies a woman as her youth fades. A mode of conduct, a standard of courage, discipline, fortitude, and integrity can do a great deal to make a woman beautiful. Jacqueline Bisset. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. Eleanor Roosevelt. Our self-image affects everything we do. Since our self-esteem is controlled by the thoughts of your mind, just by changing your thoughts, you can change your self-esteem. Women who live for the miracle cream do not realize that beauty comes from a secret happiness and equilibrium within themselves, and that's Sophia Loren. There is no such thing as an ugly woman. There are only the ones who do not know how to make themselves attractive. Christian Dior. The greatest discovery of my generation is that men can alter his lifestyle simply by altering his attitude of mind. William James. If you can dream it, you can do it. Walt Disney. Happiness cannot be traveled to, owned, earned, worn, or consumed. Happiness is the spiritual experience of living every moment with love, grace, and gratitude. Dennis Waitley. Most people are about as happy as they make up their minds to be. Abraham Lincoln. Lead the life that will make you kind and friendly to everyone around you, and you will be surprised what a happy life you will lead. Charles M. Schwab. Taken from Women's Yellow Pages in 1990, this was written by Dr. John Blossom. Are you a winner or a loser? Again, a person's happiness or success in life depends to a large extent on mental attitude. Those who have the greatest success are those who think positively and develop a winning attitude. How do your attitudes measure up? A winner stops talking when she has made her point. A loser goes on until she has blunted her point. A winner makes every concession she can, short of sacrificing her basic principles. A loser is so afraid of making concessions that she hangs on to pride while her principles go down the drain. A winner acts the same toward those who can be helpful and those who can be of no help. A loser frowns on the former and snubs the latter. A winner knows how much she still has to learn, even though she is considered an expert by others. A loser must be considered an expert by others before she has learned enough to know how little she knows. A winner prefers conciliation to conflict. A loser favors conciliation only when she is afraid of competition. A winner wants the respect of others, but does nothing with that end in mind. A loser does everything with that end in mind, and therefore defeats her purpose. A winner's saving grace is the ability to laugh at herself without demeaning herself. A loser privately depreciates herself and therefore cannot publicly afford to laugh at herself. A winner is sympathetic to weakness in others because she understands and appreciates her own weakness. A loser is contemptuous toward weakness in others because she despises and rejects her own weakness. A winner holds fast to goals. A loser keeps her eye on results only. A winner resigns herself to the inevitable but not immobilized by it. A loser is immobilized by the inevitable, but not resigned to it. A winner grasps the difference between things that seem similar and the similarity between things that seem different. A loser sees only labels, categories, and customary procedures. A winner hopes for a miracle after everything else has failed. A loser hopes for a miracle before anything has been tried. A winner leaves the road when she doesn't agree with the direction it's taking. A loser follows the middle of the road no matter where the road is going. And a winner in the end gives more than she can take, clinging to the illusion that winning means more than what you give. This is called attitude. I promise myself to think only of the best, to work only for the best, and to expect only the best. To talk health, happiness, and prosperity to every person I meet. To wear a cheerful expression at all times and give every living creature I meet a smile. To be just as enthusiastic about the success of others as I am about my own. To look at the sunny side of everything and make my optimism come true. To make all my friends feel that there is something in them. To forget the mistakes of the past and press on to the greater achievements of the future. To give so much time to the improvement of myself that I have no time to criticize others. To be so too large for worry, too noble for anger, too strong for fear, and too happy to permit the presence of trouble, because my attitude is my life. This is called you tell on yourself. You tell what you are by the friends you seek, by the very manner in which you speak, by the way you employ your leisure time, by the use you make of the dollar and dime. You tell what you are by the things you wear, by the spirit in which your burdens bear, by the kind of things at which you laugh, by the records you play on your phonograph. You tell what you are by the way you walk, by the things of which delight you to talk, by the manner in which you bear defeat, by so simple a thing as how you eat, by the books you choose from the well-filled shelf. In these ways and more, you tell on yourself. So there's really no particular sense in an effort at false pretense. This is called thinking. If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win but you think you can't, it's almost a cinch you won't. If you think you'll lose, you're lost, for out of the world we find success begins with a fellow's will. It's all in your state of mind. If you think you're outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win the prize. Life's battle doesn't always go on to stronger or faster men, but sooner or later the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. This is called the greatest things. The best day, today. The best play, work. The best puzzle, life. The greatest thought, God. The best work, work you like. The biggest mistake, giving up. The greatest need, common sense. The most dangerous person, a liar. The most expensive indulgence, hate. The most disagreeable person, the complainer. The best teacher, one who makes you want to learn. The greatest deceiver, the one who deceives himself. The worst bankrupt, the soul who has lost enthusiasm. The cheapest, easy, and most stupid thing to do, finding fault. The greatest bore, one who keeps talking after he has made his point. The greatest comfort, the knowledge that you have done your work well. The most agreeable companion, the one who would not have you any different than you are. The meanest feeling of which any human being is capable, feeling envious of another's success. The greatest blessing, good health. The greatest victory, victory over self. The greatest thing, bar none, in the world, love. Love for family, religion, home, friends, neighbors, and for the land in which we enjoy our freedom. This is called A Little Extra Effort Makes a Big Difference by Sidney J. Harris. What many young people fail to realize is the fact that you don't have to be much better than most others in order to do well. Only a slight superiority may be enough to make a vast difference. Most of the people we call successful are not twice as smart, only they're not twice as able as the rest of the field. Indeed, if they are only 10% more proficient, this is generally more than enough to give them a consistent edge. In sports, for instance, the best batting or passing records are not a great deal higher than the average. In field or track, the differences are even smaller. A fraction of an inch or a fraction of a second may distinguish the winner from the almost rans. Everyone is acquainted with the famous law of diminishing returns, but hardly anyone is aware of the opposite law, that just a little extra effort can add up to a significant difference. On some energy in a push-off at a ski jump may give you an extra foot of distance. If you can average 5 to 10% better, no more, than others in your field, the rewards can be 100% greater. This is the compounding effect of achievement over a period of time. Young people are often overwhelmed by the spectacle of superiority and wrongfully imagine that leaders are endowed with vastly greater capacities than the rest of the world, when the plain truth is that the similarities among men and women, too, are much closer than seem to be the case. You only have to be a little bit better than most in what you do, just a little smarter, just a little steadier, just a little bit more energetic, or whatever other prime quality is demanded in your field. If successes admitted this, they would not have cause to feel so conceited, and if the aspirations of these people recognized this, they would not have the cause to feel so left behind at the starting line.